All right. With that, let's move to the next session. I'm very excited about this one. I want to introduce David Meyer to the community here. David has had 2 decades of building and scaling partner ecosystems. This includes senior roles at AWS, running partner sales teams, as well as partner and customer solutions teams as well. He now heads up the AWS Alliance for Qualtrics. And AWS Alliance with Qualtrics, as you know, is a very decorated partnership. As you can see, last year they were the co-stars of CoSell winner here at WorkSpan. They've been the Global AWS Healthcare Partner of the Year, 8x year-on-year growth on Marketplace, demonstrated a lot of growth together in this partnership. They were also 2026 AWS Customer Experience Partner of the Year finalist as well. And not only just with AWS, with Sean Holcomb, with Matt Bergen, Emily, Midi, the whole Qualtrics ecosystem team has taken strategic partnerships, not just with AWS, but also with SAP, with Michelle and team there, driving how the SAP partnership with Qualtrics is growing. Next, didn't stop there. Sean was very consistent with driving it with 30 plus partners. With their Experience Summit just concluding, there was a huge momentum from partners. So I want to bottle some of that energy and bring on David to stage. David will be joined by my colleague, Alex Pilson. Alex is our VP of Sales Business Consulting. Alex and David, warm welcome and take it away.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah, Amit, thank you for that wonderful intro. Everyone here knows the reality. Building co-sell means educating both your sellers and your partners at the same time. David Meyer at Qualtrics is living that right now, launching an AI platform on AWS while navigating both sides of that challenge firsthand. David, thanks for being here with us. Tell me more about your world with AWS.
Thank you, Alex. What I'm going to share with you, it's not strategy, but co-selling, what we do on a daily basis. AWS or any hyperscaler co-selling starts with multiple phase sales cycles. Each co-selling opportunity starts with AWS account managers, partner sales, specialist sales, or go-to-market. The objective of AWS co-selling is to incentivize AWS to sell with Qualtrics into AWS accounts. Those co-selling motions are complex with multiple touch points before you even reach the customer. And these multiple points can require knowing and speaking in the AWS language. And those language include identify incentives to each AWS persona, understand the account manager's customer, the customer's AWS commitment, and marketplace propensities. Identify the customer's AWS services, needs, gaps. Is it SageMaker? If it is, it's AI. Is it Connect? Then it's Contact Center. Knowing when and where to tie 250 plus AWS service into co-selling discussions. Now you connect the dots on those knowledge into your AI product offering and work on engaging AWS and maintaining the opportunity cadence. And then there's more. Knowing where to invest your time and resources across all AWS opportunities. Everything I just shared with you is commonly known by AWS partners as tribal knowledge. Scaling these co-selling tribal knowledge, that is the challenge. So Alex, where do I start to automate these co-selling motions across all my internal sellers and AWS?
Wow, David, that's a lot. So here's where I think. So you start with knowing where to focus. Before you go to activate anyone, your sellers or the AWS team, you need to know which accounts actually are worth the fight. And you mentioned the AI platform that is new for Qualtrics, and not every account is ready. And you said yourself, doing a wrong deal with the wrong rep in a week is a week of your time that you're not going to get back because you're trying to pull all this together. Let me show you what WorkSpan AI does with that platform. Now, disclaimer, as we go through this, I want to mention to the audience that everything that we show here is not real data. It is just for demo purposes only. I am in WorkSpan AI, and this is your command center for AWS partnership. Everything your team knows, your co-sell rules, your playbooks, your reference customers, everything you said ties back to exactly what you said, David, the tribal knowledge you mentioned. It lives here. And it's accessible through WorkSpan AI agents that know both sides of the deal, like we talked about. It's your side and AWS side. So look, partnerships are very hard, and WorkSpan AI gives you the right tools and gives you the AIs to help you develop your partnerships and unlock that revenue. We heard that earlier about unlocking revenue from the partnership using AI. And I know you've had an early win. You were talking about it with the AI platform you launched, and it's a great example where that you can find more opportunities for something that's similar to that, right? So let me show you how to uncover those opportunities. As this is orchestrating, it is looking at all your data, everything we're talking about for the type of things that are going to be around your focus of the lookalike account. So if we look at the accounts, it's going to look for all the recent wins, all the strategic insight, and give you that at your fingertips. And just like that, searching across all your data, you're going to come to the top with the Boomi here, looking at the Qualtrics product fit, everything that is going to give you the rationale and the recommended approach to go after this account and build a strategic mapping out to this. David, this is where we're going to spend our time today.
You know, Alex, I like this. I like what I'm seeing. To do the same today, I have to build this list from 2 different data sources. And then I have to spend time chasing down account and opportunity contacts with different various stakeholders. Our current process is semi-automated, but it does require time-intensive manual queries with account executives and PSMs. This is an excellent starter, but I'm going to ask you this, the harder question. I have a list, but my seller may not even know what the platform is. Sellers may not know the AWS angle. How do I enable my sellers in the fastest way for top opportunity in this list? How do you take this list to the next steps?
All right. That's exactly the problem. Again, trying to enable those sellers, the answer lives in the deal your seller is already working. This is what your Qualtrics seller sees when they're open a Boomi opportunity. We just saw that. So if we're working on this Boomi opportunity in Salesforce, they do not log into a new tool. They do not file a request. They don't need you. They need the knowledge you have. And that card is right here in the deal they're already working on. This is the Partner Advantage card. It is WorkSpan AI inside Salesforce, trained on the Qualtrics AWS partnership on this platform specifically. The card has done all the work, and it is giving you these pointers of what to do with this account. So exactly the relevant information that is going to give you the insights and strategic information, and even inform the seller recommended solutions and also data that is very relevant to what they need to do. So the seller doesn't need to call you, David. They understand this as an opportunity. They don't need to know the AWS co-sell playbook from memory. The system tells them right away.
Thank you. The cards absolutely does what I do today. They answer my daily inquiries, just like, should I send this opportunity to AWS? And what do I expect in return? How do I send this up to AWS? And here you have already sent it. Do you know the AWS account manager for XYZ account? Again, it's right there for the sellers to access. Which one of our product do you think AWS can help us co-sell? Again, here in the cards, it gives us the motion. And then, of course, relationship mapping. There's always the differences in how the relationships are mapped between AWS and Qualtrics. And especially where this comes in, when I have opportunity that's urgent, I have to stop everything. I have to do exactly the same things in manual effort to review the opportunity, to figure out which team in AWS, discuss with our AE on the current status, find strategies, find stakeholders. And Alex, I do this every day for every deal across hundreds of conversations in 3 regions, while also trying to run the Alliance program. So are there other examples of this that can help me?
So when we look at it from the seller perspective here, you don't want them to worry about what information you have, again, that tribal knowledge, but let me show you what happens next is watch the sequence because this matters. Because we have this built into the Partner Advantage card, the seller can create a referral straight to ACE right away. So simple as this, hit save, submit. It is now sending it to ACE exactly how it should be. It's formatted for all the fields, the right schema, and it submits it. No manual retry, no formatting errors. The submission goes out and every time. When I have the referral ID, that changes everything that comes next because it is bidirectionally synced. It now comes back and has the connective tissue to the ACE to your CRM. Now, the next thing that happens is because WorkSpan is a launch partner for AWS new APN version 3 APIs announced last month, we have now can surface out the incentive eligibility right here in the card. So if I go down here and look at the incentives, I will know what I can qualify for this particular opportunity. And this changes the game because now you have the seller that can see before they walk into a meeting, they can offer a discount and undercut the competitors, and sellers love this. And there's one more signal I want to talk about in this card. So this is very important as well. So when we look at the account, you mentioned account mapping. Also, we have the AWS account plan here. This is an AWS account they've been trying to expand. And guess what? Qualtrics has the CMO connection. And now you have invited the Boomi CMO to all these different events. You've been working on this relationship. And now AWS has an opportunity to use Qualtrics as the gateway to build out this relationship. And all the rep has to do from the sales side is reach out to the AWS contact and give them the context that they just shared. Said, hey, let's go ahead and send a message to them and introduce them to this as well. So we can send it through Gmail, Slack, Outlook, etc. And if I click Gmail, it's going to compose this exactly as is. So it's giving you the context, it's giving you the opportunity, it's getting in front and center with that AWS rep, and it's from the same card, and it's giving you such great traction and velocity to be able to get this deal moving fast.
What I'm seeing, Alex, the generated email, it is in AWS language, but leading with a CMO's intro. That's highly effective.
Yeah.
The fact that ACE has been submitted, referral IDs on the email, has an intelligence about the CMO and specific research budgets, but everything that is in this email has all the context that I write daily across deals and reps. And when I send them to AWS rep, I also want the same attention and engagement. And I think this type of email, automated, can do that for me. And I need the AWS rep to say, yes, they want to follow up because they understood the language and they understood the incentives. Just as important, though, what you have just shown here is that my sellers can do this without me. They don't have to call me. They don't have to Slack me. They don't need me for any incentive discussions. They don't need me for ACE submissions. They don't need me to figure out how to persuade AWS rep to engage. This, Alex, is what scaling looks like to me.
Yeah, so this is really the culmination of all the technologies and that tribal knowledge and giving you the context in real time to be able to have that conversation. David, one more thing. We followed this one deal through the whole motion, but you're not running just one deal. You're trying to build a program. Let me show you what that looks like from the top. AWS influence pipeline, deal outcomes, how the program is going, how it's growing, and the same story you'd build for a QBR, except it's already here. It's QBR-ready dashboard built from actual activity the system is processed, not a spreadsheet assembled the night before. David, does this change the conversation with your AWS leadership?
Absolutely. You know what I have today, right? If I use APN portal, it is AWS only, does not have Qualtrics. If I go to Qualtrics, it does not have AWS. You gave me a dashboard that I have been looking for that contains the context of both. And it helps me to simplify my QBR reporting. Right now, with what I know I have activities. They are dispirited. I know things are moving. I don't have a clear picture whether I'm on track for our commitment with AWS quarter to quarter. That gap creates a whole lot of anxiety before every review because we have to match the numbers, we have to match the counts, we have to show year-to-year percentage, and you have done this for me. If this view is live, I can monitor it on daily, weekly basis and make course corrections. You know what's even more important, Alex?
Tell me.
Any leader in my organization can see this without asking me. That's another layer you can peel off my bottleneck right there.
Excellent. This was a lot of information and we just went over, and I want to come back to where we started. David, you're in the middle of building something real, a platform that's technically AWS native, strategically aligned, genuinely valuable, and a co-sell motion that doesn't exist yet. You're educating your team and the AWS team simultaneously, deal by deal every week. Everything we showed you today is pointed at the same thing. It's giving the work that you only can do, the relationships, the strategy, the moments that actually move the program. David, the last word is yours for someone building a co-sell program right now, especially around something new. What would you want them to take away from today?
Love the takeaway to be knowing that the challenge is not the strategy. I know exactly what a great partnership looks like. The challenge is the operational aspect of maintaining and managing the partnership and lack of intelligent automation to help me or any partner with this. And that also foster a do-it-yourself culture with siloed tribal knowledge across different partner ecosystems. So what you showed today, it changes my execution. My sellers will know what to do, when to involve AWS before they even have to ask me. The AWS outreach is specific enough to activate follow-ups. Again, continues that motion. I am least likely have to be involved in pushing every one of those motions. Submission then's right. And with the same QBR follow-ups, the program is visible. So that gives me the time to lead the alliance strategies and building relationships. I am no longer just evangelizing and running operations. I've spent my career trying to scale partnership programs. This is the first time I've seen something like this that actually changes what my workflow looks like. This matters to me professionally. But I'm going to share something else with you that it matters to me personally. That in the end, you know the saying, if you're a family person, Your kids are the only one that remembers you work late. No one else does. And they are asking for my time.
Yeah.
And I would love to use the AI automation to give my operational time back so I can give it to my kids. Thank you, Alex.
Wow. That hits home, and you just nailed it. That's exactly it. And you know what? This has been a wonderful session, David, and I appreciate you being here. Amit?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Thank you, David. Thank you, Alex. This was a real peek behind the scenes of a real partner manager's day in the life.